Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Shiraz. Good morning, Mr. Stewie.
Hello, good morning.
Just FYI, John, you're still on mute. I don't know if you tried to say hello back.
Pretty light attendance so far. Give it another minute or two.
Sure thing. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. All right, guess we'll go ahead and get started. We do not have any main presentations today, so it'll just be a covering all the sub-projects. So I'd like to welcome everybody to the April OCP Server Project meeting. We did have our OCP Regional Summit last month, had pretty good attendance, mostly from the EU, I believe, with 725 attendants and 41 sponsors. So it was a good summit. All of the recordings and decks are available on the OCP website. There's a link in the agenda, or you can find it from the main OCP page. Do want to remind everybody to save the date for the Global Summit coming up October 15th and 17th, or 15th through 17th. So get that on your calendar. That'll be the main event we have every year. Greg, do you have any updates from OCP Foundation or Steering Committee?
I think along with your mention that the summit's coming up in October, I did see that OCP sent out the initial call for proposals. So if anybody has presentation ideas, time to start thinking about getting those together and submitting those to the foundation for review.
Okay. First up for the sub-project, we have the ODSA. Java, do you want to share, or do you just want to give a verbal?
Yeah, I just can basically talk verbal. So we are now busy with arrangement of 3 things that coincide with Design Automation Conference. So we have a workshop planned by our Chiplet Design Exchange work stream, where we are inviting industry to come and talk about Chiplet EDA, especially in the context of high performance computing. That's basically the big one will happen June 14th and June 21st. And then we have Design Automation Conference. We do have a panel there. And coinciding with that, at Lawrence Berkeley Lab, and we also have a experience center that we will have the inaugural for. That would be, I believe, towards the end of June. So in addition, our work streams are generally quite busy, uh, and most of the things as planned are on track. Maybe one or two are slightly behind, but overall, great progress. We did participate in the OCP regional. A couple of our companies were there in the experience center, as well as some presentations were made. That's all from my side. Happy to answer any questions.
All right. Thank you, Jawed. Anybody have any questions or comments for ODSA? All right. Next up, we have Alan on HPC. Do you want to share, Alan?
Just a verbal update today, John. So not much of an update. I did attend the OCP Regional Summit, showing off our HPCM module and giving a presentation, as I think I shared with you guys on the last call. So that went quite well. Got some nice feedback there. Now we're turning the New Frontiers DOE RFP is now looks like it's back off hold. So we're doubling down on putting our proposal together. And really the only difference there is we're trying to get it like an application focus to show the merits of what the platform can offer. And that is taking the form of basically a supercomputer digital twin, where we can construct, obviously we've had this world of domain-specific architectures being, we're all focused on that after the Hennessy and Patterson paper in Turing Award many years ago now, 5 or more years ago now. And if we think about it, HPC was probably our first ever domain-specific computer for the likes of nearest neighbor type algorithms with the 3D meshes, in terms of like weather modeling or quantum chromodynamics, etc., and nuclear simulations. So that was very, very much a sort of, that's what HPC looks like. We now have, obviously, everyone's gone crazy for AI. These markets are, the AI market's so big, and we've got domain-specific architectures being built by everybody and loads of startups on the silicon side as well as the system side. But there's many other industries where a very domain-specific architecture would be quite nice, but maybe the market size just doesn't justify the amount of investment in the likes of AI. And it'd be good to be able to build digital twin platforms to experiment with, and then go from an emulation type platform with FPGAs for digital twin, make your way to a particular machine for different applications. And one of the complex application areas that I worked on many decades ago is the computational fluid dynamics. That's got quite an interesting suite of kernels that may be applicable to a very heterogeneous implementation. So we were going to use that as an example case. So that's going to form the sort of front end of our proposal for the New Frontiers. I'm happy to take any questions. And as ever, please get involved, you big guys. It would make our lives a lot easier.
All right. Thanks, Alan. I don't think a lot of people on this call actually went to the regional summit. What was your overall take on the summit?
It was very good. Good attendance. There's a lot of, I guess the best way to put it in simplistic terms is Europe in general is more forward thinking on sustainability, as well as more regulation in terms of putting things in place. And so I think the thermal management side of it was really heavily represented in terms of energy reuse as well. And so, yeah, I think it brings a nice dynamic to the OCP personally. And I think it's really healthy and a lot of interest, a lot of attendance. including there's a good bit of information from like the Barcelona Supercomputing Center, with the European sort of CHIPS Act equivalent funding, some of the interesting progress they've been making. So yeah, I think it's a good dynamic. It obviously doesn't quite have the scale of the US, but I think it pays for us all to collaborate across the continents.
Yeah, good. Glad to hear that. All right, next sub-project, we have the OCP NIC sub-project. I don't see Damien on. I know he's making a lot of progress towards getting the last revision for the double width OCP card out. Anybody have any updates from the OCP NIC project? Okay, yeah, I didn't think so with Damien not on. Next up, we have OAI. I know they're on a little bit of a hiatus, and we're looking at the leadership for that. I don't think there's been any updates or changes. Don't see Song or Ahmed on either. Greg, do you have any updates on that? I know we haven't.
Yeah, no,
but we haven't yet.
Yeah, no, they have not met either. So it's kind of it's on hold. That's what I'd say.
So John, if I can just pass a comment back to the regional summit. Carlos from Barcelona Supercomputing Center did make note that they are using the OAM platform, the OAI chassis and UBBs, and made a strong complaint in his presentation about lack of interoperability. And so we are actively, I'm working with Bijan and trying to pull an interoperability work group together for the UBB. I think that this is for OAM v2. And I think we really need to double down on that. I think there was another company as well that was having issues. And there's a bunch of silicon startups that would like to use UBB, and this lack of interoperability is a massive oversight in terms of the first implementation. So again, I'm actively working with you guys on trying to get an interoperability effort going.
Okay, good to hear that. All right. Next up, we have CMF with Manoj. I don't see Manoj on either. Manoj, are you there? I didn't think so. Anybody have any updates on CMS this month?
Only they had a workshop. Sorry to jump in again, but we had a workshop which was quite well attended, or very well attended. The room was packed at Meta, sorry, and just on strategies for moving forward with that effort. They're splitting it into a few different work streams. So,
okay, yeah, I haven't reviewed the material from that workshop yet. I need to go do that. Okay. Next up, we have DCMHS. Sean, you want to share?
Yeah. No, I'm just going to speak to it real quick. Couple key updates. Our SDINO spec, the 0.9 is out. We're looking for feedback from the community as we are approaching the 1.0. SDINO, just as a reminder, covers additional HPM form factors that are particularly suited for Open Rack support. One of the key things that we are making updates on in particular are dealing with enhancements for having improving interoperability for systems that are supporting the DSFF, the double wide SFF form factor of OCP NIC. So that is there. So in summary, we're looking for feedback. Okay, the other major thing for this month that I want to call out is on our wiki, we're starting to see some changes that DCMHS will just show up as MHS on the wiki. That is not to say anything is happening to the DC MHS. It's just small changes within the overall group with preparing ourselves for the future in order to handle additional CLA groups, notably Edge MHS, as it is in its infancy of ramping up. This also may allow for other types of changes structurally, such as putting MCRPS under its own CLA, just to provide greater focus amongst the member companies. So that's just some minor updates. Just wanted to get that in front of everybody in case somebody notices and wonders what's up. The DC MHS mission continues forward. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Sean. Anybody else with questions or comments on MHS? All right. Mohammed, you have an update on the external PCI connectivity?
It took me a while to get off mute. I don't have a slides, but a verbal update. So far, we are 1.0 released, and we are basically freezing the meetings at this point until another request comes back from the PCI SIG, since they're working on the electrical specification and the optical specification. So there's the electrical working group considering now various electrical extended connectivity that would meet our requirements, as well as the optical working group that was formed within the SIG to also look at meeting our requirements for extended PCIe connectivity for CXL and NVMe. So that kind of combined concludes the effort for now until additional feedback or anything that requires changes.
All right. Thank you, Mohammed. I don't believe we have a SIOB R2 update, and I didn't get a chance to check on SCM cross project here. See what we have here. So yeah, they are definitely working on LTPI updates on the SCM, trying to cover some corner cases in that. And they're still doing placement studies on DCS and 2.2 and working on common circuits. Anybody have any further updates on any of those? All right. Well, I think this may be a record, guys. I don't think we've ever finished up in under half an hour. But that is all we have on the agenda for today. Anybody have anything they want to talk about before we close the meeting? All right then. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Yeah.
Sorry. The short reach optical group, is it part of the server team, or is it part of a different group at this point?
I don't think we have any short reach optical as part of Server Project. I'm not aware where that's being driven from.
Probably either networking or storage. Let me figure it out. Thank you. I would like to just make sure that we connect the dots with the work that we've done within the server group on external PCIe connectivity.
Okay. Yeah, if you have anything you want to bring in to help coordinate everything, that's one thing at OCP is we've got to really work on, is trying to get the intra-project communication.
Right.
Keep that strong.
Yeah, I'll take that AI.
All right. Well, if nobody else has anything, I'd like to thank everyone for attending, and we'll talk to everyone next month.
Sure.